Hi guys and gals and kittens. When you create a CRM system, you need three basic components. You need a database to store data. You need an API or functions to interact with the database, allowing you to intercept invocations towards the database and add business logic. And you need an AI agent. So let's start with the database. That is at the bottom of our vertical. Manage databases. And now I'm going to create a database. I'm going to call it CRM. I've now created a database and I can edit its schema. Currently, the database don't have any tables. I can manually add tables like this if I want to. Foo, right? I now added a new table. But I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to click the SQL view here in the top right corner of this form. Then I'm going to go down here to where it says where the machine creates the code. And then I'm going to instruct OpenAI to give me a default DDL, database definition language schema for a database. So here I have DDL for a CRM system that's intended to track customers for an outsourcing company doing software development work for clients. Fairly self-describing task. Let's see what the LLM produces for me. So it produces DDL SQL here now with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tables, tasks, interactions, users, projects, contacts. Let's tell it to remove users. So now I can have a chat with my existing SQL DDL, and now it removed the users. So now we have 5 tables, I think. Now I'm executing the DDL. If I now click this guy and I click clear server-side cache, then I'm going to be able to see the visual representation of my database schema. As you can see here, it's got clients, contacts, interactions, projects, and tasks, right? So now that we have a database, we can populate the database with example data. I'm just going to ask yet again OpenAI to populate my database and all of its tables with example data. Let's see what it comes up with. The reasons why this works is because when you're in SQL Studio and you're using the natural language interface to generate SQL, then we're actually transmitting the DDL to OpenAI. So OpenAI actually knows the DDL. If I now do select all from, let's see clients, see we have 3 records. Do another one, contacts, we have 4 records, etc. So now what I need, so now I have a database, I have example data. What I now need is an API or functions that can interact with my database. Go to create, I go to CRUD generator, I choose my database here, CRM, and here I can configure all sorts of different properties. I'm not going to do it, I'm just going to generate as is, at which point in some 10 seconds the system produces 3,145 lines of code for me automatically. And I can now go to HyperID and I can inspect my code. Here you can see clients aggregate, client search, clients get. Let's try clients get. It's the simplest endpoint. As you can see, you can apply filtering, sorting, ordering, all sorts of stuff. But basically, it's a JSON web API that returns JSON. So I now have an API. So I have 2 out of 3 things. Now I'm going to create the third thing, the AI agent or the machine learning type. I do that from manage. Machine learning. I'm going to create a new type. I'm going to name it CRM. Turn it into an AI agent. Notice you do need the OpenAI plugin if you can't find the AI agent here. Then I'm going to click save. Actually, before I do, let me make sure only root users can access the type. Then I'm going to click save. So I now have a new machine learning type here where I can associate RAG data with it or system instructions and all that beautiful stuff. What I now want to do, I want to associate every single function I created during the API creation process with my machine learning type. The easiest way to do that is to go to Hyper IDE, click Modules, click CRM here, and click the little flash icon. If I hover over the CRM folder, and then choosing my type being CRM and click Generate. And what this basically does, creates a function declaration instructions and associates these with my machine learning type as RAG data, implying when I provide a query to my machine learning type, what is going to happen is that it's going to use VSS, vector similarity search on my query, which hopefully for like 99% of the times is going to match a function that allows me to do whatever the user instructs the LLM to do. Now I can go back to manage, I can go to machine learning, and now I need to create embeddings for my type. Because if I now look at training data, now I filter on CRM, see all of these guys are yellow. That means they don't have embeddings associated with them. And by the way, I can edit these now and I can look at them and inspect them and even go back and forth and look at different function invocation declarations here. So, but I'm going to go to types here. I'm going to click vectorize and create embeddings for all training snippets in my system. And this is going to take some maybe 1 minute, maybe 2 minutes roughly. And when it is done, I can close this guy and I can click on the switch cloudlet bugger in the top right corner here, and I can choose to click just front end like this. Now remember, I declared my machine learning type as root requirements in regards to authorizations. That means if you log in here, you're not going to see this. But I need to log in with a root user instead of just a normal user in order to access this guy. And now I can ask it, what can you do? And as you can see now already at this point, the LLM is self-reflecting and capable of doing metacognition on its own capabilities, which allows it to actually see what it can do itself. So now if I do list all contacts, you can see here now John, Jane, Alice, and Bob. List all, what more tables did we have? Let's have a look at it. List all clients. And here you can see it lists all clients. I want to create a new client named Iniro. Then create a new contact named Thomas Hansen. Let's see what type of fields we have here. First name, last name, position, CTO, thomas@iniro.io. Phone +3 57 96 69 73 40. LinkedIn, linkedin.com/Thomas Hansen Iniro. I think it's my LinkedIn profile account. Nice guy. Iniro is in the industry AI chatbots. Their website is iniro.io. Aphrodite Street 6, Larnaca, Cyprus, 7041. team@iniro.io. Very good customer. Let's see now what happens. Hopefully it's going to run through the process. First create a client and then create a new contact and associate with that client. And now we created a new client. If we now go here select all from clients. You will see it's got iNiro chatbots, iNiro.io, and the address and all that beautiful thing. And let's see if it succeeded with the contact, and it did. So now if we select contacts, you will see it finds Thomas Hansen, CTO, Thomas, blah, blah, email address, LinkedIn profile, nice guy. So now, let's say you want to have KPI, right? Let's say you want to have some custom KPI thing that you can trigger, okay? Create KPI for me. Let's have a look at the structure of this thing. Name, note, city, industry, so it doesn't have any created fields. Okay, contacts by position. I want to count contacts and group by positions. Point is that I want to have how many contacts have CTO. As you can see, there are 2 CTOs. Order such that the highest numbers comes first. I don't need to understand SQL, of course, but I do kind of like, right? Otherwise I can't sanity check what the LLM actually gives me. But the point is, in theory, you can actually wipe code this. I don't recommend it though, but you can. So now I can save this guy, KPI, CRM, and I go back to CRUD generator and click the SQL tab here now, which allows me to load my snippets. And now I can save this guy as an HTTP GET verb of, I need a different database, CRM, as positions, right? Generate. Now I can go back afterwards. After that, the system is done generating this code, I can go back to HyperID and I can have a look at this code, CRM. What was the name of it again? No, it was not interactions, it was clients, contacts. Position, that was it. Now I can execute it. As you can see, we now have a web API. Now I can, if I want to, you can see here, this one is called positions.get.hl. If I now want to, I can go back to manage, I can go to machine learning, I can choose training data, I can choose my type CRM, choose new functions, positions, install. Save it, close it, vectorize. Now if I ask it how many different types of positions, show me the positions KPI. I'm not sure about exactly how to prompt engineer it to make it trigger. But yeah, actually this actually kind of worked. So as you can see here now, CTO 2, project manager 1, CIO 1, CEO 1. And that's it. So now in this video, in exactly 12 minutes, 13 minutes, I basically created a CRM system from scratch and wrapped it inside an AI agent with custom KPIs generated exclusively by writing natural language, and everything is in production. It's at up.iniro.io. You can already try it out, except you can't because you're not a root user. So you can't go here and test it. But if you had access to a root user on this particular cloudlet, you could already at this point log in with it and use it. It's in production. 13 minutes was what it took me to start out from scratch and end up with a CRM system with custom business logic and KPIs from scratch to finished, wrapping it inside of an AI agent. And that's pretty kick-ass if you ask me. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.